Yeah.
Yeah. Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Praladadai. Praladadai. Hiranyakashi Akshah. Hiranyakashi Akshah. Shilatanakalaye. Shilatanakalaye. Ito narsimho parato narsimho. Ito narsimho parato narsimho. Yato yato yamitato narsimho. Yato yato yamitato narsimho. Bahir narsimho hirdaye narsimho. Bahir narsimho hirdaye narsimho. Narsimhamadi sharanam prapade. Narsimhamadi sharanam prapade. Tava kara kamalavari nakha adbhuta shringha lalita hiranyakashipu tanu bringa keshavadrita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hari jaya jagadisha hari jaya jagadisha hari keshavadrita narahari rupa jaya Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Jagadisha Hari Jaya Narsimhadev Narsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Hari Bol Jai Gaura Hari Bol Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Shri Lakshmi Narasimha Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Jill. So, Hare Krishna Prabhu, thank you for remembering the changed time and connecting to, at 7:30. Still some devotees are not connected, but let us see. We will start. Okay. So,
Prabhuji, I would like to mention that I just got a message from Surbi Mataji. She is missing everybody.
Yeah. I spoke to her very recently also.
Yeah, I just got the message missing our ISKCON family.
Yeah. So yeah, we are really missing them. And yeah, who is this Savya Dankale? Is it Swara Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Savya is my daughter's name. I think it is. I have to change it. I don't know where to change.
Yeah. No problem. Just to understand. Welcome, Mataji. Welcome, Swara Mataji, to our group. So thank you for joining.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
Mataji, we are discussing chapter 6 actually. We started last Monday only. So, first two verses completed. Anyway, I'll give a recap.
Okay.
But last time, devotees, if you remember, we were discussing about that spiritual energy and marginal energy. Yeah, some discussion happened, around that area. Okay. So, first let us discuss that one as a recap. Okay. Because in introduction of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly mentioned and we discussed a long time back. But those who are not aware of these things, or if you have any, questions or any clarifications, so we'll discuss mainly what is the difference between spiritual energy and the marginal energy, okay, or what exactly is the marginal energy, that bit. Most of you know it, but just for the sake of others who joined later. Okay, so as I mentioned, okay, so Sapan, oh, Sapan was disconnected just now. Okay, right, maybe he will join again, maybe some problem. Who will tell? Ambada Prabhu, can you tell what are the 3 types of energies?
Yeah, it is supreme internal superior energy, and then there is external ever-changing inferior energy, and then in between there is
Marginal.
in the middle.
Marginal energy. Yeah.
Yeah, marginal. Yes.
Marginal energy. Yeah. Swaramatani, have you heard of these energies? The 3 types of energies. Are you aware of them? Swaramatani, you're on mute.
No, Prabhuji. Spiritual energy is something that is related to, the energy of the Lord or the energy of devotees, wherein you are in a spiritual mode, you feel some energy, right? That must be spiritual energy. And I don't know, marginal energy, I don't know.
Okay, no problem. I will explain. So that's fine. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, can you see my screen? Right. So actually, broadly, energies are divided into 2 types actually. Okay. Don't get too much complicated. Okay, just make it simple. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay. Broadly, Krishna's energies, of course, there are 8. Again, we can further categorize into 16 energies. Okay, we will have some dedicated session on those things. Okay, so now the purpose of this discussion is to understand in a broader way. Okay, in a broader way, Krishna's energies are divided into 2 types. Okay, one spiritual, the second one material, which is straightforward. Okay, spiritual energy, and material energy means Maya, illusion. Okay, so we know these 2 things, material energy. So are we in right now, are we in a material world or spiritual world? Who want to answer? Okay, you can answer it. Yes, Swaramataji. Yeah.
Material world.
Material world, yes. So we are all actually right now in material world. Okay, so we are under the influence of Maya. Of course, the devotees are not under influence of Maya, but we are sadhakas. We are practicing devotees, sadhana bhakti. Okay, so we are all sadhakas. Okay, we are still not perfect. Okay, we are trying to be pure, but still not pure. Okay, 100% pure, like that. So we are in the material world. Okay, so the material world means material energy, right? And there is another energy called spiritual energy. Okay, so these are the two broad categories. Now let me explain you what exactly is spiritual energy. So you can say it as a spiritual energy or superior energy or internal energy. All these three terms are same. Don't confuse. Okay. At some place you may read internal energy of Krishna. At other place you may read spiritual energy of Krishna. Or somewhere you may heard like superior energy of Krishna. Remember, all these three are same. There is no difference. Okay. So spiritual energy. Like I understood the point mentioned by Manjula Mataji last week. It's actually a valid point. So just let us try to understand. Okay. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So when we say the soul is a part and parcel of Krishna, okay, so we are part and parcel of spiritual energy. We are a part of spiritual energy. There is no doubt in that one. Understand? We are all part of spiritual energy. So before discussing that one, so can you see, you can see some terminologies, okay? All same color are equal. Maybe you may be understood by this time. Okay, here we have different colors, blue, white, and red. Yeah, so the terms given in same color are all equal. That is one point I would like to inform you. Bhagavan, absolute truth, Paramasatya, or Satyam Param, as per Sanskrit verse, Satyam Param, or Paramasatya, Lord Krishna. These are all same. In the same way, we know bhakti, devotion. There is another word called Daivi Prakriti. Yeah, Daivi Prakriti, transcendental nature. Okay, and Srimati Radharani. These are all same because Srimati Radharani is the in charge for bhakti. Srimati Radharani is Daivi Prakriti. Srimati Radharani is in charge for devotion. Okay. And then, of course, bhakta. Bhakta means devotees. There is no difference in that one. Understand? So now, Bhagavan is spiritual energy, you can say. Understand? So that's why here I have written Bhagavan. Bhagavan means spiritual energy. We cannot be equal to spiritual energy, but we can be a part of spiritual energy. Just like here you can see Bhakta. The Bhakta is a part of spiritual energy, part and parcel of Krishna, a part of spiritual energy. Understand? So many places, if you read Srila Prabhupada's purports, yeah, absolute truth is spiritual energy, like that, Prabhupada mentioned. Understand? So on a whole, the Lord himself is the energy, or these are all the energies belongs to Lord. Now you tell me, okay, the two broadly divided two categories, spiritual energy and material energy. Which energy is coming from Krishna? Who want to answer?
Prabhu, both energies are coming from Krishna.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Don't confuse. Both are coming from Krishna. Krishna's, these are the energies created by Krishna. Understand? Okay. Both energies are Krishna's energies only. Maya is the representative of the Lord. Illusion is created by Krishna. Why? To purify us. Understand? Don't think that material energy or Maya is something. It's enemy to us. Okay. But it's not enemy to Krishna. Understand? Why it's enemy to us means, enemy means we should be very careful of that Maya. We shouldn't fall in the trap of Maya. Understand? So both material and spiritual energies, both are energies of Krishna. Don't forget. This is very, very important. Yeah. I mentioned this many times in previous sessions also. Okay, Krishna, this example, like Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, Dukkhalayam Asyasvatam. This material world is Dukkhalayam, place of misery, and Asyasvatam, temporary. Okay, these two are two bad qualities. Okay, so does Krishna, if these two are bad, like place of misery and temporary, okay, then why Krishna created? Does it mean Krishna is created a faulty product? Do you remember? We discussed this point many times. Okay, why Krishna created this faulty product, which is Dukkhalaya, place of misery, and temporary? Okay, does it mean Krishna is faulty? This question may arise. Remember, one of the names of Krishna is Achyuta, faultless. Understand? So it means whatever energy created by Krishna is faultless. Okay, it does its task perfectly. It performs its duties perfectly. The duty of Maya, the duty of material energy is to trap the soul. It does it perfectly. It is up to us not to fall into the trap. Got it? Okay. So now, so you understood this slide, right? Any questions in this slide? Yeah. Yeah, as I mentioned, Bhagavan means not just like some independent. Bhagavan consists of Bhakti and Bhakta. It's one entity. Bhagavan, Bhakti, Bhakta are inseparable and one entity. Don't forget. Yeah, that's why we say we are part and parcel of Krishna. Yeah, the drop in a ocean is a part of that one. Understand? The heat, for example, we take fire. Fire and heat cannot be separated. In the same way, this Bhakti, Bhagavan, and Bhakta are inseparable entities. Okay, so the first point you need to understand this one, which is actually simple. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Now, let me go to the next slide. So now what are the characteristics of this spiritual energy? The characteristics of spiritual energy are clearly given. Satchidananda, Sat Chit Ananda. Okay, spiritual world is eternal. In spiritual world, it's full of knowledge is there, and Ananda, full of bliss is there. And another characteristic we may discuss many times, pure love exists in spiritual world. And what is the position? What our position there? Our position there is servant of servants. Of course, we can go on. Okay, Das or Das. That is our position. Okay, so these are the characteristics of spiritual world. Right? Now, yeah, I think we already discussed this one, so I have given it here. Now, so here I mentioned Bhakta. Bhakta means devotee. Okay. Now let us go little deeper. So there are two types of living entities explained in our scriptures. What are they? Nitya Siddhas and Nitya Baddhas. Okay. Nitya Siddhas. Nitya Siddha means eternally liberated. They are eternally liberated souls. Okay. And who are they? Eternally liberated means they will never, fall in the trap of Maya, even though they are in this material world. They will never fall in the trap of Maya. So Nitya Siddhas means they never become a victim of Maya, and they are the eternal associates of the Lord. Anantasesh, eternal associate of the Lord. Yeah. So like this, we have many. Yeah. Lord Shiva, eternal associate of the Lord. Panchajanya, eternal association of the Lord. Yeah. Srimati Radharani, Gopikas, they are all eternal associates of Lord. So this is one type. And the second type is called Nityabadha. Nityabadha, second category. Nityabadha type of living entities, they fall in the trap of Maya. They are victimized by Maya. And they are eternally conditioned. Eternally conditioned means they keep on coming to this material world again and again and again and again and again. Okay, they keep falling in the trap of Maya again and again and again and again. Now, one question comes. Some people ask. In Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, if you come to me, yeah, you think of me, you meditate upon me, you worship me, then you will come back to me. This is a guarantee given by Krishna. Okay. But here, Nityabadha, it is written eternally conditioned. Prabhuji, if it is eternally conditioned, how can they go back to Godhead? But Krishna mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, if you do these things, he will come back to me. Yeah. So does it mean these Nityabadhas will never go to the spiritual world? This question will arise. Remember, the term Nityabadha appeared because they keep on coming again and again and again and again. Because they keep on neglecting the instructions of Krishna and Guru Parampara. They are neglecting the instructions given by Shastras. Okay. It doesn't mean even though I am Nityabadha, let us say, I am Nityabadha. Okay. Even though I perform spiritual practice perfectly, following the instructions of Guru, everything, yeah, since I am Nityabadha, can I not go back to Godhead? Okay, that question will come. So Nityabadha means those who are keep on neglecting the instructions. And this is happening infinitely many past births, and this may happen infinitely many future births. That is why the word Nitya or eternal appeared. Okay, but we should break that chain of eternally conditioning, that chain. We have to break it. If we break it, then definitely we will go back to Godhead. Okay, so without proper trace, since a section of living entities keep on coming to this material world again and again and again, infinitely many births, our Shastras categorized them. Okay, these type of, a person is writing the exam, failed, again written, failed, again written. Many times he is to write, even no one remembers, including him, how many times he has written. And people are very confident he will fail again and again, no matter how many times he appear in future, because he is not at all studying. Then generally what people say, this fellow will not pass the exam, even in next birth. Even if he takes millions of birth, he cannot pass this exam, because he is not at all preparing. Understand? So these type of souls, since they keep coming, they are conditioning. That's why they are called Nityabadhas. Okay, eternally conditioned. But if they follow the instructions and if their sadhana is perfect, okay, they can break that chain of conditionality and go back to Godhead. Okay, so these are the two types. And the Nitya Siddhas, who are Nitya Siddhas, as I mentioned, they are eternal associates of the Lord. Great Acharyas, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya. Of course, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is a supreme personality of Godhead. Yeah? Our Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, all these great Acharyas, they are Nitya Siddhas even though they are in this material world. If they have taken birth in this material world, means they came for some purpose. But still, they are liberated souls. Understand? Now, have you got the idea of what Nitya Siddhanta and what Nityabadha? Any questions here? Anyone? Okay, right. So here we mentioned Bhagavan Bhakti Bhakta. Now within Bhakta, we discussed Nitya Siddhanta and Nitya Baddha, two types of devotees. After this categorization, let us see how it appears here. Look at this picture, and I will ask one of you, you can explain, whatever you understood. Okay, who want to answer? Raise your hand. First come, first serve.
Prabhu, what do we need to do? I can try.
Yeah, whatever you understood, you explain, Mataji, from the
Okay.
dialogue.
Yes, Prabhu, you have explained very nicely. You have said that Nitya, Siddha are the eternal associates of Krishna. That even if at all they come to this world like Srila Prabhupada, they come for a purpose. So they are always liberated. And even if they come in the material world where there is a very strong illusory energy, they don't get illusioned. And Nitya Baddha are those who are eternally conditioned in the sense that they're not willing to follow the instructions of the acharyas in the bona fide disciplic succession. And thus they keep on coming back into the material world again and again. These are the conditioned souls. And then the energy, the spiritual energy is covered by illusion, which is the material energy, which makes us make plans and programs in this material world repeatedly, so that we remain illusioned. And to come out of it, we have to follow the spiritual master. Thank you so much for explaining so clearly. Thank you so much.
Mataji, the key point you did not explain, marginal energy here.
Oh, the marginal energies. Marginal energies are the eternally conditioned souls, and when they are the ones who do not follow the scriptures and the acharyas in the bona fide disciplic succession, and thus they keep on taking repeated birth and death. So they are the Nitya Baddhas. So Nitya Baddhas actually can come out of the material energy, provided they make the effort. Like you said, the person doesn't pass at all. So if he's not making an effort to do so.
Yeah.
Thank
wonderful.
you.
Wonderful. So I mentioned two types of energies, right? Spiritual and material. Okay, or inferior and external. Or there is another one, superior and inferior. Okay. So I said broadly categorized into two types of energies. But here in this screen, you can see another type of energy called marginal energy. So spiritual energy is there, material energy is there, but here marginal energy is there. So now what is this marginal energy? Understand? So marginal energy means the conditioned soul. Why it is named as marginal? Because they are on the margin. They are on the border. They are on the line. Okay. If they want to stay in this material world, by not following the scriptures and Guru's instructions, they can keep coming again and again and again to the material world. But if they want to go back to spiritual world, they can follow the scriptures, instructions of Guru, and go back to the spiritual world. Understand? So that's why they are on the margin. Okay, just like seashore, standing on a seashore. If you want to swim, you can jump into the water. No, if you want to come to the ground, without water, you can come back. That's the margin. Okay, so the conditioned souls constitute this marginal energy because of their nature of coming again and again and again infinitely many times to this material world. So that's why this intersection point here, where Nityabadha, the conditioned souls, originally belongs to spiritual energy. This is very, very important. They originally belongs to spiritual energy. But because of their conditioning nature, okay, they existed in this material energy. Such a type of, the souls, living entities, okay, are known as marginal energy. So it's they constituted, because this type of souls are presented, okay, that terminology, that another category, marginal energy, was given by our acharyas. These people, these guys are marginal energy people. Okay, if they want to go back, they can follow the instructions of the Lord and can go back. If they want to keep in this material world, okay, they can enjoy their senses by ignoring Lord's instructions, and they can keep in the material world. So this intersection is known as marginal energy. They originally belongs to spiritual energy, but by choice, they want to stay in this material world. That's why they are here. Okay, that's why they are known as marginal energy. Swara Mataji, have you got it now?
Yeah. Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So the three
And
types
even
of,
we can read it this way, right? You said that they were originally part of the spiritual energy, and then by their choice they have come as part of this intersection. Or even if they are part of this intersection, if they wish, they can still go back to the spiritual energy by following the principle, and hence they are part of the intersection.
yes. Okay. So like that. So Krishna's instructions are always perfect. Okay. Even though Nityabadha's conditioned souls can go back to spiritual world by breaking that conditionality. Okay. And another important, like Manjula Mata already mentioned, material energy is not something created by some demons. Okay. So actually, the definition is given like that, material energy definition. Don't confuse. Material energy means it's a spiritual energy covered by illusion. Okay, don't confuse it with this statement. If you don't understand, you leave it. Prabhupada mentioned like this. Material energy means spiritual energy covered by illusion. You can say, how can spiritual energy covered by illusion? By the will of the Lord. Understand? So in Adilila, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, mentioned the material energy is spiritual energy covered by a cloud of illusion, Maya. Therefore, the material energy is not self-sufficient in working. Krishna invests his spiritual energy into material energy, and then it can act. Just as iron can act like fire after being heated by fire. The material energy can act only when empowered by the spiritual energy. Understand? The material energy can act only when empowered by spiritual energy. So it is completely dependent on spiritual energy. It is completely dependent on the Lord. It acts under the guidance. Maya acts under the guidance of Lord. Okay. So that is a beautiful, if I mention this one in true or false, okay, in the exam, okay, don't say false. How is the spiritual energy covered by illusion? No, it is not possible. In general, we think like that. Yeah, it covers by illusion. It is not. No, when it is empowered, then it happens. Okay, so don't confuse with this statement. Okay, if we say independently, immediately people will say, devotees will say, no, this is wrong, which is natural. Okay, so on a whole, the whole is spiritual energy, but a part of it, the Lord has created, empowered to act as Maya. Okay.
Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Then there is two types of Maya, Mahamaya and Yog Maya.
Of course, yes.
This is
So
Mahamaya.
Yes.
Yogamaya is
When-
spiritual.
Spiritual. So when the Lord want to tricks his eternal associates, as I mentioned, eternal associates will not be victimized, by Maya. That is what a very good point, Mataji. Actually, that's a good point, because here it is mentioned, Nitya Siddhas, they never become victim of Maya. Understand? But if Krishna is willing to put them in a trap, okay, he will use his energy. That is Yoga Maya. By the potency of Yoga Maya. Okay, so they will be illusion as per the Lord's wish. Okay, so Mahamaya will not affect them. Okay, it's by Krishna's will. But Krishna will not at even without Krishna's interfering, we fall in the trap of Maya, which is called Mahamaya. Yes. If we go further, one level deeper, again, this point comes, like Mahamaya, Yogamaya. Even within Nitya Siddhas also, 3 types are there. Okay, we will dedicate a session. I will explain. So Prabhupada explained very nicely 3 types of Nitya Siddhas. So, but we will have another session. But so far, just to understand what is the difference between marginal energy, or what exactly is marginal energy, or what is the difference between marginal energy and spiritual energy, or marginal energy and real energy. Okay, just to remember this point. If you are we are all actually in the section of, in this group, Nitya Siddha conditioned soul group. Okay, but we are trying to break this conditioning and move here. Okay.
Prabhu, can I clarify something, Prabhu?
Yeah.
When you say spiritual energy covered by illusion, if I say I am the spirit soul, but I am conditioned by my material mind and my material gross body, is that a right understanding for this as well, or no, that will not hold true?
Yeah. No, that is also correct. We are a spirit soul, but we are trying to identify ourselves with the body. Means trying to identify ourselves with the body is illusion, isn't it? You got it? So the spiritual energy, the soul, which is a part and parcel of spiritual energy, is trying to identify itself with the body, means covering by Maya. True.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much. So I will send you this slide. Maybe I will add a few more points. In our sessions, whatever I add, like in the point which Prabhupada Mataji mentioned, Mahamaya, Yogamaya, and the 3 types of Nitya Siddhas. Okay. Slowly I will add. Okay, some 10 minutes, 15 minutes in each session we will discuss, and then proper the presentation I will email to all of you, just like how I mailed you action, inaction. Previously also I mailed a few slides like that. So the point is, when we see this one, when we see this one, immediately all these things should come in our mind. Okay, no need to refer like books or without that, so that you can explain to others. Okay, that is the main purpose. Okay, right. And chapter 6. Chapter 6, actually Jnana Yoga, we discussed 2 verses in our last session. So in the 2 verses, what exactly Krishna mentioned. So in the first verse, Krishna is saying, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, one who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated, he is in the renounced order of life. And he is a true mystic, not he who lights no fire and performs no duty. Understand? So a person, even though you may be Guhastha, but if you are unattached to the fruits of your work, you are the true renounced person. Okay, comparing with who who lights no fire and performs no duty. Comparing with someone who is saying, I renounce everything and just stays like that without doing anything. Yeah. And the example we discussed, like once Prabhupada mentioned in one of the purpose, like, even the person who sweeps the streets is better than such people. Okay. And the second one, what is called renunciation, you should know to be the same as yoga or linking oneself with the Supreme, O son of Pandu. For one can never become a yogi unless he renounces the desire for sense gratification. Okay. So these are the two verses we discussed. Now let us move to the third one. Text 3. Premdatri Mataji, could you please read the verse? You are on mute.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Aruksha no mune yogam karma karnam uchyate yogarudhyasya tasyeva sama karanam uchyate.
Translation.
For one who is neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means. And for one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the means. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. The process of linking oneself with the Supreme is called yoga. It may be compared to a ladder for attaining the topmost spiritual realization. This ladder begins from the lowest material condition of the living entity and rises up to the perfect self-realization in pure spiritual life. According to various elevations, different parts of the ladder are known by different names. But all in all, the complete ladder is called yoga and may be divided into three parts, namely Gyan Yoga, Dhyan Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Beginning of the ladder is called the Yogaru Rukshu stage, and the highest rung is called Yogarudha.
Yogarudha. Yeah.
Yeah. Concerning the Eightfold Yoga system, attempts in the beginning to enter into meditation through regulative principles of life and practice of different sitting postures, which are more or less bodily exercises and are considered fruitive material activities. All such activities lead to achieve perfect mental equilibrium to control the senses. When one is accomplished in the practice of meditation, he ceases all disturbing mental activities. A Krishna conscious person, however, is situated from the beginning on the platform of meditation because he always thinks of Krishna, and being constantly engaged in the service of Krishna, he is considered to have ceased all material activities.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Do you remember we discussed yoga ladder also once? Okay. So we discussed this yoga ladder. If you remember, but since Prabhupada explained here, so let me you can see the ladder here clearly. The beginning step is like sinful actions against scriptures. Of course, it's still not, we are not stepped on the yoga ladder. Okay. The beginning, because it's a sinful actions and against scriptures. Yoga means connecting to God. Okay. The least one, they are not at all interested in connecting to God. Okay. Sinful actions. The next one, karma kanda. So satisfying the material desires as per the scriptures. This is the first step. Okay. These people, they are not interested in higher goal. Okay. So, but they want to satisfy some material desires, and they do some yajnas, yagas, pujas, something like that. That's karma kanda process. But that's the first step. Yeah. And then karma yoga. So karma yoga people, they are interested in transcendental goal, and they starts practicing detachment. And then jnana yoga. They are interested in understanding the knowledge, understanding the Lord by knowledge. They are detached, and they are in passion to goodness. And then jnana yoga. They meditate upon Paramatma, which is impersonal Brahman. And the next to jnana yoga is bhakti yoga, which is unalloyed devotional service. So this is the yoga system we discussed very in deep, if you remember, on this yoga system. But briefly, just I would like to show you. I hope you all have this. Yeah. So see here also. Oh, okay. This is a different one anyway. Yeah. So this is about. Oh, this is the old one. Yeah. So this is the yoga system. What exactly yoga means? Yeah. All those things. Okay. So here what Prabhupada is saying, the process of linking oneself with the Supreme is called yoga. It may be compared to the ladder for attaining to the topmost spiritual realization. So the topmost one is bhakti yoga. We have seen it. Okay. Begins from the lowest material condition of the life. What is the lowest material condition of the life? The lowest material condition of the life is originally, even for atheists who have no faith in Lord, what is the lowest condition? Acting against scriptures. And then when they have the desire to enjoy something, but if they are not getting it by their efforts, then they thought, okay, let us try. Let us do so and so, some puja or yajna, and get it and enjoy it. Okay, slowly they move here. So that's why they are in red color. Means they are the lowest conditions of life. Okay, and slowly they elevate. Okay. Okay. If you remember, you can remember this one. Otherwise, don't worry about these Sanskrit words. The beginning of the ladder means which are in the red color in our slide. Okay. It is called Yoga Rurukshu stage. Yoga Rurukshu. Yeah. And the highest stage is called Yoga Rudha. Yoga Rudha. That is the highest stage. Okay. And the main three parts of the ladder are Jnana Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Of course, before Jnana Yoga, we have this Karma Yoga also. Yeah. But these are the main. Okay. So a Krishna conscious person, however is situated from beginning on the platform of meditation, he always thinks of Krishna. So why we don't prefer Jnana Yoga? Yeah. Because in Bhakti Yoga, the soul performs the service to the Lord. By performing service to the Lord, he always thinks of it. Thinks of the Lord. For example, you are cooking. So you are thinking, what should I buy? You are going to the shop, buying the vegetables for Krishna. Okay. And you keep calling different devotees. Could you please come and help? We are cooking, this Sunday or Friday, whatever it is, or on a festival day. Yeah. So this conversation, these thoughts. Okay. And the devotees come from different places to the temple and assist in cooking or garland making. So the mind always goes on thinking of these activities. So these activities, since these activities are all related to service for Krishna, okay, so we don't cease Krishna conscious activities. We cease, it is given, Prabhupada mentioned here, he is considered to have ceased all material activities. Understand? So such a person is the really renounced person, and he is the real yogi. That is the conclusion of this verse. That is what exactly Prabhupada is saying. So for one who is a neophyte in the eightfold yoga system, who is a beginner in the eightfold yoga system, work is said to be the means, and for one who is already elevated in yoga, cessation of all material activities is said to be the mean. So who is already elevated to yoga, he ceases all material activities. That is what Krishna is saying. So the first three verses, basically Krishna is talking either renounced order of life or engaging the mind in the service of the Lord. You know, in both cases, how? By engaging ourselves in Krishna conscious activities. So naturally, material activities, material desires will be kicked out of the mind. That is a practice we are following. Manjula Mata, could you please read 6.4?
Yes, Prabhu, I will. Yada hi nendriyarteshu na karmasva anusajate sarva sankalpa sannyasi yoga rudhas tadochate.
Yeah, translation.
A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires, he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities.
Yeah, perfect.
When a person is fully engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, he is pleased in himself, and thus he is no longer engaged in sense gratification or in fruitive activities. Otherwise, one must be engaged in sense gratification, since one cannot live without engagement. Without Krishna consciousness, one must be always seeking self-centered or extended selfish activities. But a Krishna conscious person can do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna and thereby be perfectly detached from sense gratification. One who has no such realization must mechanically try to escape material desires before being elevated to the top rung of the yoga ladder. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mata. So the same point Krishna is continuing here also, whatever we discussed before. A person is said to be elevated in yoga when, having renounced all material desires. How? Not by sitting at one place and meditating, but by engaging in service. Okay. So that is important. Okay. Having renounced all material desires, and he neither acts for sense gratification nor engages in fruitive activities. Same point. Okay. Whatever we discussed. So since he is fully engaged in the service of the Lord, naturally he is no longer engaged in sense gratification or fruitive activities. That is what Krishna mentioned here. That's why Prabhupada always emphasizes on the word service. Yeah, so whatever we can. Okay? So whatever we can, according to our ability, the serving the temple is very, very important. Okay, that is very, very important. A Krishna conscious person can do everything for the satisfaction of Krishna and thereby perfectly detached from sense gratification. One who has no such realization must mechanically try to escape material desires before being elevated to the top rung of yoga ladder. Any questions? 3 and 4. Or any other questions? Because we have only 3 minutes left. So that's why. Okay, I think some devotees joined later. I think Bharti Mataji, Atal Prabhu, Mudra Mataji. So in case if they miss, let me share them quickly. Within this next 2-3 minutes, I will show them what we discussed before they join. So basically before the session, beginning of the session, we discussed about the spiritual energy, which is also known as superior energy, which is also known as internal energy. Okay. So the spiritual energy. So here in this screen, the same color words are similar. Okay, same meaning, like Bhagavan, absolute truth, Paramasatyam, Lord Krishna, Bhakti, devotion, Daivi Prakriti, Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani is the in charge of Daivi Prakriti. Okay, means Srimati Radharani is the in charge of Bhakti. Okay, and of course we know Bhakta means devotees. There is nothing much. So this is about spiritual energy. Okay, and then what are the characteristics of spiritual energy? The characteristics of spiritual energy is Sat Chit Ananda, eternal, full of bliss, full of knowledge, and also pure love, Visuddha Prema or Suddha Prema, we can say anything. Pure love, and the position is, our position is servant or servant of servants, Dasa and Dasa. These are the key characteristics of spiritual energy. And here we mentioned about Bhakta. Okay, the devotees are part of spiritual energy. Now, our living entity. Living entity is part of spiritual energy. Now, living entities, it's two types, Nitya Siddha and Nitya Baddha. So, Nitya Siddhas means they never become the victim of Maya. They are eternal associates of Lord. Nitya Baddha means they are eternally conditioned. Who keeps on coming to this material world again and again? They are always victimized by Maya. They are called Nitya Baddhas. These are the two types of living entities. Why I explained this one means to understand what is marginal energy, we need to understand what exactly the Nitya Baddha is. That's why. So I have given this information here. Now this is the point, we discussed last time. Okay, marginal energy. This intersection portion means they are part of spiritual energy. But since they keep coming to this material world again and again and again, infinitely many times, without no trace, okay, without any trace, okay, they are called Nityabadhas, okay. But if they follow the instructions of the Lord, they can go back to the spiritual energy, they can go back to spiritual world. But if they decide to stay in this material world, they can stay. So this intersection people, this intersection category, okay, they, because of this section, this marginal energy, this category is created. Understand? Broadly, two types, spiritual and material, but conditioned souls fall under the category of marginal energy, which means originally they belong to spiritual energy, but by choice they are staying, by their choice they are staying in this material energy. That's why they are known as marginal energy. For easy to remember, if you stand on a seashore, for example, fish is there. Fish is fully in the water, in sea, let us say. Okay, and some other creature is there. It's fully on the ground. For example, the swimming. Okay, you are on the seashore. If you want to swim, you will jump into the shore, into the water, and you will swim. If they decide, no, I don't want to swim, you can come back. Understand? So you have the choice. So that means you are the margin. That's why this terminology, marginal energy, came into picture. Okay. So that's what we discussed at the beginning of the session. Okay, it's 8:32. I will conclude here. Thank you very much for your attentive hearing. Samudra Mata, can we have darshan of your deities?
Hare Krishna, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Today we have Ujjwala Mani Mataji's deities with us as well.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Mataji.
Mm.
Which color is it? Gaunita dress? Is it gold color or yellow?
Yellow and purple, yeah.
Yellow and purple. Okay.
Yeah. These are Ujjwala Mani Mataji's deities.
Okay, super, Mataji. Very nice.
Mhm.
Wonderful.
Okay.
You got the opportunity to serve
Yes, I was lucky enough.
2 sets of Gaunitais. Make sure they don't fight each other for prasadam.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry,
thank you,
I
Mataji.
joined late, Prabhuji. I forgot the timing. So next week I will make sure
Yeah,
I
yeah.
join time. Thank you so
Anyone
much.
else want to share your darshan of your deities? Switch on your video and then please share. Okay, let us take darshan of Radha Gokulananda. Gaunitai. Then Bali Subhadra.
Oh, Jai Radha Gokul. Thank you so much. Very beautiful.
Okay, thank you very much. I request all the devotees to go through chapter 5. Please go through them. Any questions you can make a note. Yeah, very soon we will have an exam. Okay. Right. Hare Krishna. Yeah, could you please switch on your videos quickly? We can take your darshan and then we can wind up.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I don't have the camera on.
Oh, okay, fine. Thanks, Shankar Prabhu. Thank you, Atul Prabhu. Thank you, Sundar Mataji. Thanks, Jill. Thank you, Swara Mataji. Thank you very much, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So, thank you. So, Hare Krishna Mataji, Jai Sri Mataji, how are you? Nice to see you. So, thank you, Mataji. Thanks for coming on screen. Wonderful.
For hearing the class, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, so Hare Krishna will wind up here. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.